Hello and
We are
welcome
live.
to the show. What day is it, Danny?
It is my favorite day of the week, and it should be your favorite day of the week as well. That's right. It's Throughput Thursday, and we are extremely back.
The first day back in the studio after the
a
holiday.
while.
Are our
A
mics on?
month?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Love it. We always got to ask, right? We always.
I actually
do-
checked before it went live.
Can you see us? Can you hear us? You haven't been on
Well, he was
Monad in the morning in a
He-
couple.
he was on the virtual one.
Oh,
with-
right. Okay.
I joined the one with Soul Jakey.
You haven't been live in the flesh in the studio in a
No,
hot
dude,
minute.
I have been missing the studio. I've been waking up, sweating in the middle of the night. I'm like, what's wrong with me?
I debated
I realize
making
I'm having
like
withdrawals.
as hazing for missing it, make him wear the Grinch hat the whole time. You missed it.
The Grinch.
You know what you've been missing in all reality? The true withdrawal comes from a liquid death.
Liquid death.
You haven't been murdering your thirst.
My thirst has been thriving, honestly. It's been growing. It's increasing in size and volume. I think I need to murder my thirst today. Do we have...
We got one right here for you.
Oh, bang. Well, shout out to Liquid Death. Murder your thirst. I'm Monad.
Saw some CO2 come out of
That's
there.
what we need. That's what we need.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Do you think at Liquid Death they're vibe coding some new cans right now?
Probably. If anyone is, it would be Liquid Death for sure.
I feel like
They're
they probably
cutting
are.
edge.
Frank D. Gods is watching this. Actually, I'm 100% certain Frank D. Gods is watching this. And he's probably just took that idea and he's like, I'm going to vibe code Liquid Death. I think
Fun fact, I actually hit up Frank last night. So, Frank, you know this because you're clearly watching. Hit him up to see if he wanted to come on the show today and talk about vibe coding. Seems pretty locked in, so maybe we'll get him next week. But
he's fully coded in.
yeah,
He's just coding. Like
Yeah.
it's, what are you going to do?
So
Basically, Steve Wozniak, when he first started coding with the little punch papers, is Frank D. Gods these days.
bingo.
we didn't do the normal intro.
Well, we can because it's Throughput Thursday. It's my favorite day of the week. It should be yours as well. We are extremely back. First episode of 2026. What is it? That's right. This is Monad
In the
morning. Let's go.
Bang.
Let's go. It is
2026, big year.
big year.
Huge year.
Big year. Huge year. Massive year. Some might say the biggest year ever.
Tunes certainly said it's the biggest year ever on Twitter. We got into a little Twitter fight.
Yeah,
This
little
a little kerfuffle.
little mincing of words.
Yeah.
Precision of language. It does matter. It does matter a lot. But it is
Yeah.
it's a good time to be in crypto. I know what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to break it down live on show, right? You know what? We can get him on the show later to talk about why it's a good time to be in crypto. Well, I know Tunes is watching, actually. Tunes, just shoot me a message and let me know if you'd like to come on the show and talk about why it's a good time to be in crypto. What else is happening?
Well, we've got a bunch, well, maybe not a bunch. We've got some news to cover. We've got guests coming on, starting with Fed from Printer at 10:30. He'll be on for a half hour. We'll chop it up, talk about Printer, talk about trading, have some fun, get some hot takes. And then at 11:30 Eastern, we will be joined by none other than Michael from Kinetic, CEO, founder. Kinetic's making some big moves behind the scenes. They're live on mainnet, so excited to chat through that as well. But before we do, we often talk about the news during the first half hour, notable happenings in crypto and tech. Want to do a bit of a lightning speed round. So Jessup has a timer for us. He's coming back around the desk because he was just adjusting a camera. Thank you, Jessup. And so Jessup has this. He's got a wheel. He also has a sand timer. We're going to try and rapid fire through a couple topics on the sand timer. But before we do, chat, if you're joining us live for the start of Monad in the Morning. We see you. We appreciate you. Go drop a comment on Twitter. Hit the retweet if you're so inclined. Feel free to follow on Twitch. We've got wheels to spin, conversations to be had.
Look at that angle. Now you can see.
Wow.
Very
You get the
crispy.
wheel camera.
Wheel cam.
That's perfect.
Wrong wheel.
Oh. Oh, my bad. Okay.
Two wheels.
I went and spun this one. I thought it was zoomed in. I'm like, is that a fake wheel? I'm like, what's going on?
Now I'm just vibe coding the wheel.
We're vibe coding wheels. What about the vibe coded fear and greed index? The
All right.
fear and greed index.
Yeah, hit that timer, Jessup.
Ready?
First topic.
Go.
Boom. Fear and greed index. We are out of extreme fear and we are into normal fear, mild fear. We're up from 21 last week, which was extreme fear, to 42 this week. What could this mean?
I don't, it's like we went from like Insidious to like Stranger Things. This is a much better place to be. You don't ever want to be in extreme fear. Normal fear is fine. That's like a healthy stressor. I mean, look, Bitcoin, it's just Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, and then that drives alts to a certain extent. Hopefully that continues to happen. But crypto's doing great year to date. Other assets, not as much. But look, year to date, when that number's in your favor, it's the most important thing. When year to date's not in your favor, you just never talk about it.
And time.
Oh, really? Okay.
That was pretty good. Lightning round. All right. What's
Next
next?
one.
Wait, I had a question in between. What's your fear and greed index right now, Danny?
I would add a new category to the list, which is just confusion. I'm confused.
I like that.
I don't know whether to be
The Z-axis.
Yeah.
Instead of this way, it's okay.
Right, exactly. I don't know.
Confused and clarity index.
Right.
High on the confusion.
The chat says Kevin talks like having 12 Bitcoin in his wallet.
They have my wallet. Bitcoin's great. Bitcoin's great. Listen, it's a great currency. Satoshi was really onto something. And barring breakthroughs in quantum, it's gonna Bitcoin's gonna do well. There's nothing to worry about.
All right, I'm maybe a little less confused now.
Confusion index, more clarity.
Yes.
Bitcoin gives more clarity.
Yes.
One of the problems with crypto is it's so hard to talk about it with just extreme clarity. Like anyone you try to explain it to, it's never like, oh, it takes a little, you have to like convince them to read articles on their own and then eventually they get it. But Bitcoin is a little bit more like, oh, it's trying to be new money. Whether you buy it or not, that's different, but you can kind of get what they're going for.
That's a good point, especially with like the number of chains that exist today, number of tokens that exist today with like very minor nuances between a lot of them.
Right.
It's like, well, why does Monad matter? Oh, because it's fast. Well, there's other fast chains that are out there. And it's like, no, Monad is EVM compatible as well.
Yeah.
It's not just fast. It's 100% backwards EVM compatible.
Well, even
And
when
then
you,
it's like, okay, well, there's other fast chains that are EVM compatible. Like, well, you know, what's the roadmap for decentralization? How ambitious can we get there? What's the potential? So, you know, it becomes harder. That's where the confusion comes from.
yeah.
It becomes harder as you move down the stack to make accurate comparisons.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that's, I don't even have this in the news, and we have not been using the timer. We can get back to the timer in a second, but deep tech in general has been ripping recently, doing very well. SpaceX IPO kind of ignited this flight to space stocks. Humanoid robotics, what's the founder we brought on that was talking about robotics?
Oh, Caster Hat from Prisma X.
Our best 30-minute segment ever.
Yeah.
Unreal. Yeah, he's such a legend.
So CES, Consumer Electronics Summit. I don't know, something like that. CES, it's like a
Stick with it. That's good.
big conference for emerging tech hardware. And robotics is stealing the show. Boston Dynamics came out with Atlas, which like is kind of the first robot you've ever seen move that looks like a legitimate super soldier. You're like, yeah, if you gave that thing a gun, it probably could take over. And they built it as a real thing. And so I don't know, that story is just clicks, right? You're like, oh, AI got good enough to now robots work. And it's like, are robots a meaningful invention? It's like, oh yeah, clearly.
The funny thing about robots is they're like, okay, Atlas, for example.
Yeah.
It's like, to your point, it's built out. It's robust. You're like, this thing could do some damage, but at the same time, it's like, it's cute in its own way. It's like this thing, like, I almost look at it like a second grader. And when someone's like pushing a robot, I'm like, oh, like, don't bully that robot. Like, he doesn't even know he's so new.
Look at this though. Jessup, are we able to
He's
pull
just learning.
clips up on the? Is this like Jamie and Joe Rogan where you can like?
Send me it and I
clip.
can. Or you could
Jamie,
share your,
find that video
you
of the
could
monkey.
share your screen and I can add it in on here.
Look at these.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is
Oh,
a
we need
little
that
bit
on
more like, oh, this is crazy.
But still, like, he kind of
You got to share your screen.
How do I do that? Share screen.
Yeah.
I don't really want it. Nothing bad on there.
All right, that's a
Look at this.
Hang on, hold on.
All right, let me know when to hit play.
Jamie, get that video of the robot power kicking a watermelon.
Jamie, get that. Jamie, blow up that watermelon. Jamie.
Here, we'll put it.
Oh, nice. Oh, very cool.
Oh yeah,
Nice. Yeah, that's perfect.
yeah. Make it small screen, but still cover all of us.
Put it right. Right here. Awesome.
You just want me to move it over a little bit?
Perfect. Look at this.
Wait,
look at
can you nudge it to the right just slightly?
Look at this Unitree robot. Because Danny's like, oh, they're kind of cute, but like these things are nuts. They're like, bang. Are you crazy?
Oh, jeez.
Look at that. Like, watch what it does to this watermelon.
The Gallagher of robots.
Dude, I'm telling you, these things are. They went from like they couldn't fold a napkin a year ago to like doing pretty much anything.
Honestly, just like AI and robots in general, like it's so exponential. I don't think people realize. Like normal people just don't understand. It's showing your whole Twitter.
Yeah,
I
but
know.
that's the thing. It's like, okay, the robot can flip kick a watermelon, and certainly I do not want to go head to head with a robot. But at the same time, he like kind of wobbles on the landing, and he's like, he looks like he's still trying to figure out the world. And I'm like,
Give
someone
him
needs
1 year though. This is like when GPT-3 came out, and everyone's like, "Oh wait, it can do stuff," but it like wasn't that good.
I'm not saying it's not cool. It's super cool. Like that's incredible. But still, I don't know. There's something about these robots that's just like, I don't know. They're a
Look
little
at that.
cute.
That one. This one. Oh wait, is this still? It's
no,
not counting anymore.
Accidentally shared.
Yeah, no, that was smart. I think I actually did share some stuff I shouldn't have.
Clip it.
Look at that, Jamie.
Now people are gonna go back and look.
Whatever, it's fine. I just searched when Ansem talked about Mon. Like, I mean, this thing is diesel.
Definitely, but he's still
Would-
like kind of cute. Like, don't
would
you just want
you-
to give it a hug?
Would you have
That's
one
just good branding.
in like for chores and stuff? Would you?
I will be an early adopter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy this the second you can buy it.
What's that one? It's like Neo or something like that. That hit the timeline pretty
Oh
hard.
yeah, that one looks like it's custom built for washing dishes. This one looks like you could send it to CVS and it's like no problem. And then the Atlas one is like you just have that stand outside your apartment and like no one will ever mess with it.
Yeah.
Right? It's like that's your bodyguard. Like that thing is crazy. I don't know. These are just pretty nuts. How do I? Okay. Why? Oh, the timer's out. What
I've
else
been
is happening
flipping
in
it
the
like
world?
6 times. The 1
Um,
minute timer has lasted.
Is
15 minutes.
the chat into robots? Did they like that? Should we keep
Yeah,
keep
Sean,
going or should we switch?
What are your thoughts on robots? Who's going to be buying robots?
If we can iron shirts, I'm sold. How about this for the people in the chat? It costs like $50,000 to buy a humanoid robot. Like, I don't know. That's like an expensive car. But it will do literally, it'll save you hours per day
Yeah. I guess
for years.
so the real question though is like, have you ever read the book Comfort Crisis?
No.
So the theory is just like the more easy we make life, the like weaker we become as human species. And so there is that age-old question of like what happens to us as humans when we just literally give away everything.
You automate everything?
Yeah, that
I don't know. Can I speak freely?
yeah.
Permission granted.
So I hear what it's trying to say, but we essentially have been doing this for, it's like, oh, if, when everyone had to grow their own food and you had to wake up and you work 16 hours a day just to make sure you have food, and then you try to build a house in the meantime, and it's like, that's all you do in life is to survive. Like, they're like, oh, what if you take that away? What would we do? And we just come up with new stuff. Like, for example, when I was probably like 13 or 14, like you start learning kind of how the world, you're like, oh, well, you can buy this with money, or you can like you just understand the world a little bit better than you did when you were 10.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I started to realize was like my mom was doing things that she didn't necessarily have to do. Like there were more efficient ways to do the stuff that she was doing. An example for today, this wasn't true when I was 14, but I can't think of any good examples. But for like right now, it's like you can Uber home from school instead of your mom driving to go and like leave work early, drive to come and pick you up, bring you home. But maybe that's not a good example. But like they do things that aren't efficient. You're like, okay, you could pay someone, or my dad, it's like you could pay someone to mow the lawn. You could work more hours and then you end up better off.
You might make more money per hour than it's costing you.
Yes.
Yes. So
exactly.
it's the opportunity cost.
And so this exists all over. But what I realized was like, to me, what seemed like work, like if you could automate it and get rid of it, was actually purpose to my mom. She's like, well, I cook food for my kids, or I drive them places. Like I do stuff for my kids, and that's my purpose. And so I think you can't, like what you think of as purpose changes depending on what you can automate. And like there's kind of a lag for parents. I don't know.
So I guess I'm more thinking larger term, and I don't know if you've ever read like Ray Dalio's book where he talks about the cyclical cycle, the cycles of basically like how humans over history have functioned, where it's like
The Empire's one?
yeah, where you
where
go
it's like China's going to take out the U.S.
Yeah,
That's
well,
like
and
one of his
essentially
conclusions.
it's like we go in cycles where it's like hard times create hard men, hard men create good times
Yeah.
create weak men, and so we are in that area, right? Like right now is good times, and everything is good times. You can order any cuisine you can ever think of to your phone and have it here. Like 100 years ago, you couldn't have bananas in Alaska.
Yeah.
Like, so we're in such a good time that does that end up creating a bunch of weak men, which I would say if you just kind of look at society, we argue things that are really crazy.
I mean, look, peptides are coming in. Men are getting stronger. No, but I hear you. I hear you.
So
It's hard to predict, but I think in general this just goes up and to the right. And it's like human behavior will change to adapt to the new technologies that we have.
Yeah.
And we'll just have more leverage to do more things. And like it's like if you go all the way out like 500 years from now, what will people care about doing with their time? Like what do you get purpose from? I have no idea.
Yeah.
But like at each incremental step, you can be like, okay, well, I hate doing my laundry and the dishes and like cleaning the apartment. Like that to me is purely work. I would love to get rid of that. If I can automate it with a robot, I'm going to. And then when I get 2 hours back, like maybe I just doom scroll Twitter more for 2 hours, or like maybe I do something else. But I will take those extra 2 hours.
So
maybe I vibe.
We talked
code.
about
This is new purpose.
bringing back a nerd or a science corner, right?
Oh yeah.
So here's a little science corner. So the anterior cingulate cortex in your brain they have found to be responsible for your will to live, basically. And the only way to grow that is to do things
Peptides?
is to do things you don't want to do. So it's not things that are hard. Like going to the gym can be hard, but if you enjoy doing it, it doesn't actually do that. It's that friction that you push past actually grows the anterior cingulate cortex. So if we are like automating everything that we don't want to do, what does that do to our biology, though?
I think you literally just move up the stack, right? Like on a relative basis, like, yeah, I don't want to clean my apartment, but I would definitely rather clean my apartment than like go clean the horse's stable in the freezing cold, right? Like it just becomes relative. So like the things that I think of as good and I want to do now, if I don't have to do any of the bad stuff and then there's way better things that I can do in the future, like it's just relative. It's like, what do you want to, and maybe it gets easier and it doesn't just move perfectly relative. Like there's always going to be stuff you don't want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, or literally maybe they just learn to hijack the will to live thing. And then like you
You're
like
anterior cingulate
yeah, you like
cortex.
ask Claude like, how do I make this better? And it's like, oh, you can actually get all the good stuff and then also have a will to live. I don't know.
I do think that we are in a period that it's easy to speculate or like people can assume where we're going to go, but literally nobody knows because we've never been here. And technology is like moving at such a rapid pace that it is extremely difficult for anybody to say, yes, this is where we're headed, because there's no historical data that you can like judge off of.
Well, I'm fairly confident as soon as they can start producing more of these robots, it's going to, like, labor is literally half the economy.
Yeah.
It's like a $50 trillion industry per year. And these robots are going to be able to do every single thing. And so half the world or half of the GDP, any labor worker is going to have to figure out that purpose because they're not going to be able to just like dig holes and do landscaping anymore because it will be automated and it'll be cheaper. It's cheaper to pay a robot than a human.
For sure. Do you think we end up with a like universal basic income?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think a more pressing one with these is like, if you have all these robots everywhere, and then it's literally like iRobot, like, but if one guy gets to kind of have the kill switch and controls them, like, is the government going to let like 100 million robots that could beat up any human and has instant reflexes like exist in the world? It's like the stormtroopers in Star Wars 3. They're like, execute Order 66. Like, you can't let them infiltrate to that point because then like you can take out all the Jedi.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see how much the saturation happens. One thing is for sure, it's definitely economically incentivized for these things to exist. They're getting way better. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be enormous in the next 2 to 3 years. We have 1 minute. It is Monad in the morning. It's not iRobot in the morning. I did learn about the will to live a little bit today. You got to do things you don't want to do. What if you want to do things that you don't want to do? just to increase your will to live.
Yeah, I wonder if it actually is not gonna like it pushes against it, because so I read somewhere too that like there's this placebo effect where if you're doing things that you know are going to be better for you, it actually just the knowledge of knowing that something is good for you also is good for you. So
the marketing for these food products works. They're like, this juice is healthy, and then you think that it's
to an extent
healthy.
Actually, yes. So there was a study one time where they took like the exact same smoothie that they gave to two different groups of people. They told one that it was like this dessert and the other one that it was this healthy product, and the way that the group that thought it was healthy processed it differently than the other group, because their body actually interpreted it as like, ooh, this is bad for me. So
I like this.
Their insulin was affected differently.
Really?
I like this a lot. I like that. We're going to have to revisit this. This is Mana in the morning. You know, this is a different show than we have ever done. And I think if this is where the energy's pulling, let's just ride with it today.
I geek out on this stuff.
Let's just see what happens.
Let's see. I mean, what's the chat say?
The chat's probably like, what the hell? I thought you were going to talk about TVL to 300 million. TVL is going
Oh, yeah. How is your grandma?
Right. She's starving. You know what? I'm sure right now she would love if a robot could make food for her and deliver it. That would be fantastic.
The chat seems to like the combo.
They like it.
Heck yeah. Shout out Chaos Walker. Shout out Soul Sal. I think we owe you a spin today. Shout out Mirth Mono. We've got the OGs, Nacho in there.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Mirth. You know what you did. Shout out Mirth.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Mirth.
You know. All right. Do we have Mr. Fed in the call yet?
We do not.
All right. Hey, I mean, we
Let's
can
keep going.
Why don't we get a spin going for the chat here?
Let's go to Mirth Mono.
Yeah.
All right, spin for Mirth Mono.
50.
All right, you know.
Hey, not bad. Mirth Mono, you know what you did.
You know what you did, Mirth.
You know what you did. That was a very quick spin, so I think we have time for one more. And I'm thinking of a certain...
That is calling. So, yeah, go for the spin. I'll get this set up.
Thinking of a certain number, and I'll have intern take a look for the veracity. Let's get some numbers in the chat. We're spinning the wheel today. We're having fun. We're giving away Mon.
I have a good idea for that number, Danny. We'll let this keep riding, and then we'll slowly give hints to like close in on it. And so one hint for this number is it's greater than 50.
We actually have a couple close guesses in here.
That's a very...
One person guessed two numbers that were pretty close.
Guessing every number.
Yeah.
So
it's Chaos Walker.
Chaos Walker's guessing every.
He's running a robot
that is less than 900.
It is less than 900 and greater than 50.
All right, put your headphones on.
Okay, and we're going to have to get in close. It is greater than 300.
Greater than 300, but also less than 400.
All right, here we go. Bringing on Fed.
Wait, we're almost at the number.
Oh, Chaos, pretty close.
It is divisible by 2.
Ooh.
And...
Oh, we have one that's real close.
It is divisible by 2 and 5.
Not seeing it yet. Lot are pretty close. Lot are pretty close. Wow, off by 9.
Divisible by 2 and 5. There's only,
Off by 4. We're very close.
I think it's farther down, Danny.
I can't. I want to make sure I don't miss one.
Yeah, somebody definitely guessed it.
I don't see it.
Whoever keeps...
Oh, yes. Bingo.
Amazing.
The amazing Erich. All right. That is a winner. It was 320. Intern, hit the spin. Let's bring up Fed.
Hit the spin.
Hit the spin. What do we got for the amazing Erich?
6-7.
6-7.
6-7.
Nice.
Absolutely love it. Fed, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining today. How's it going?
Good, guys. Good morning.
Good morning. Great to have you here. For anyone in the audience that perhaps has been living under a rock and is not following you on Twitter and maybe even not familiar with Printer, can you give a little bit of an intro and your background?
Yeah, hey everyone. Fed here. I'm the founder of Printer. We're building the first omni-chain launchpad, and we're proudly deployed on Monad. My background, I've known the Monad guys for a long time now. Before this, I was leading BD team at Axler. So, really excited that we've been working with Monads since the very early days.
Absolutely love it. I know we're a couple months behind this announcement here, but I believe there was a pretty sizable raise back in October and a laser focus on building a launch pad for every chain, Monad included. Anything to add there?
Yeah, we're really excited that we closed our seed round led by Bybit earlier in the year, last year. And I think we were able to get really exciting investors and some of the best on-chain traders on our cap table, because everyone realizes now, token creation is something that's for sure like multi-chain. And, as narratives and environments change very quickly, people just want to launch tokens at different places, right? And what we're seeing is more and more liquidity and user fragmentation. So, if there's a single launchpad that lets people launch tokens everywhere, unify this liquidity, and lets users trade from anywhere, it's just a very powerful value proposition. So that's what we've been working on for the last over a year and a half now.
Super. Love it. One of the things we were talking about during the first 30 minutes of the show today is kind of the current state of crypto. And last week we were in extreme fear on the fear and greed index. We're up 2x from extreme fear to, I think, 42 is the number, and we're into regular fear rather than extreme fear. But as someone who has a firsthand perspective on the on-chain landscape, like, what are your thoughts on where crypto's at right now and where we might be headed in 2026?
Yeah, great question. I think last week a lot of people got very excited again. I think at the end of last year, everyone's saying, crypto's dead, the trenches are dead, meme coins are dead. It's all about prediction markets now, right? And I think a lot of people genuinely believe that. And what we saw last week was that as soon as the risk appetite comes back, the macro condition improves. I mean, meme coins were running like crazy, right? I think Pepe added like something like $1 billion of market cap in like under 24 hours. Everything was just flying. I know things have come down a bit, but in terms of on-chain, it's been the most active since I've seen it for at least the last quarter. And I think that's just really validates that in reality, I don't think on-chain will ever truly die, right? And meme coin, it has proven itself that it has staying power. And it really is just very correlated with overall risk conditions and macro condition. So I'm very bullish that as we head into 2026, as we see macro conditions improve, that we are going to see a resurgence in on-chain. And I think Monad is going to be a main beneficiary of that.
How did your name of Fed with Printer is maybe my favorite. I like to say that Purple, PERPL, is my favorite name for an app because it's just so good. But Fed with Printer, I think, is the best founder name fit to a product that I've ever heard of. Where did the inspiration for that come from?
Well, we were just joking around, right? And our mascot is a panda cranking a money printer. And, for us, when I first started trading meme coin last cycle, which is when the Fed started printing money, the line we always had was don't fight the Fed. So then the team just started calling me Fed and thought it was a pretty funny name. But yeah, I agree with you. I think Fed and the money printer is just really hilarious and should be a meme itself.
This is great. You guys crushed. That's a 10 out of 10. No notes.
I think it was Thread Guy who is saying this recently, or at least I saw a clip of somebody talking about this where he was basically saying that crypto is not getting the bid from natives anymore. So it's not necessarily the first movers are actually the crypto natives, the people on Twitter, the people in the trenches. It's all about the flows. How do you think that affects kind of crypto broadly, but also the landscape for new token launches?
Yeah, I do think just now with more institutions coming in, the complete flows have changed, right? The majority of the flows are now more institutional, and there are more ETF flows. But I think we'd be too simple if we think the flows don't actually trickle down. So for example, most crypto natives, right, own ETH and BTC or maybe Sol as well, right? And as institutions buy these, major assets, there's going to be a wealth effect among crypto natives. And crypto natives, what do they do next, right? They oftentimes will then go on chain to go further down the risk curve to find more asymmetric opportunities. So I do think even though it is more institutional flows now, it does eventually trickle down to altcoins and then eventually on-chain, because the crypto natives are essentially a conduit for that.
Makes sense.
Do you guys agree?
Yeah, I do agree. Intern,
Yeah,
any thoughts?
Yeah, one thing that comes to mind is in markets, definitely in crypto, but kind of in market psychology, when something happens for even just over a month, people just assume that the future looks like that in a straight line. And so, for example, Bitcoin did okay last year and alts kind of got crushed. And then everyone's future predictions are like, oh, that's going to continue. Like trend continuation is just what the mindset of the entire market is. And so I think right now there's essentially this idea or understanding that the bid for altcoins only comes from crypto natives, and crypto natives wised up and they're not going to bid anymore. And I think that that's just literally not true. Like this is the same game happens every 3 or 4 years without fail, and it's going to happen again. Like the psychology of this hasn't changed, and if anything, the prizes have gotten higher. And so I'm very bullish on crypto people going and buying crypto coins in the near future, because it's like so hated right now, and I just think that that does not continue.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do think like something that's changed is like the mindset of crypto natives. I do think like traders and crypto natives are getting smarter. And I think after like a few years of seeing how, altcoins are just like down only because of like, insider teams just always selling, that I think a lot of people realize that for a lot of these like new coins, uh, the risk reward is just not there anymore as back in the day, right? So when people do buy like altcoins now, they're like looking for things that have like no more emissions or been around for a while. So I do think like people are getting smarter, and that the overall like altcoin bid will probably like be less than before. And I think this applies to on-chain as well, right? Like on-chain has fun. I think like on-chain will definitely have like resurgence, but there needs to be a reason for people to go back on-chain. I think a lot of people's perception of on-chain is that like the game is like become like rigged, right? It's now this war of like who has like the best like tooling, best infrastructure. It's no longer like the days of like, oh, if you're just early and you find a meme that's funny, that it's going to be up only. And I think because people are now realizing that the game is not as fair, or their upside is not there anymore for altcoins and meme coins, that the demand is less. But I am like hopeful that with builders like ourselves at Printer and building new features that makes it more fair again, that we will see more people coming back on chain and bidding altcoins again.
Yeah, I mean, I also think that the skepticism that you're describing comes from like their underlying framing and mindset for this is that this is a zero sum game. And they're like, when I lose, it's because someone else is winning. And when I win, it's because someone else is losing. And there's been a lot of things that act that way. Like last cycle, meme coins like clearly act that way. I just think that that is such a small pie and a small part of the market relative to grow the pie or grow the market style things where everyone wins together. We just haven't seen it in a while, so people like forget, right? It's literally exactly what I was just talking about with the linear continuation thesis. They're like, oh well, crypto's getting smarter and there's no going back from zero sum games. And it's like I just think that that's a ridiculous take. Like there's just clearly crypto only works if a lot of people buy in to grow the pie. And so I do think that we end like one winner emerging that like grows a ton and a lot of people get wealthy on, and there's wealth effects and they see like what it means to actually win together and create value in the market. Once one of those happens, every single coin is going to get bid from there, because people remember like, oh wait, shit. You remember when Solana went from like $8 to $280 in like 3 months? That's actually how you make money. It's not like onboarding your buddies from college to FOMO as exit liquidity. Like that's a ridiculous thing. And so clearly all the money to be made is in value creation. I think people have just forgot about that because we are very, like crypto is a very short-term memory style market. And that has actually been the right strategy for the last year. I just don't think that that's going to continue for the next 3 years.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, right? I think people forget that like when there's new liquidity or new user coming into the system, that it's no longer a zero sum game. But we need to create reasons for new liquidity and users to come into the system. And to your earlier example, like Solana at $6 when things are like at very attractive prices. That's the best opportunity. And I actually think we're very close to that point right now. I think, a lot of these altcoins have dropped so much that we're now entering 2026 in the perfect backdrop where a lot of these high quality projects are at like bargain prices. A lot of on-chain tokens are the same, while like overall like liquidity conditions are getting much better for the economy. So hopefully 2026 is our year.
I can definitely relate to the kind of crypto native perspective or the on-chain perspective right now. I remember in 21, like right when NFTs were starting to pop off on Solana, like we were euphoric about Solana at like $30, $40. We were like, this is the most incredible thing that I've ever seen. And then you could go mint a NFT, 10x that, roll back into Solana, and just keep watching it grow up. It was what I would describe today as like a dream.
Yeah. Dude, the people who have spent too much time on chain and forming their models around what 2025 looked like for trading are going to be absolutely left in the dust for like the next 2 years, because they're like, oh, well, quick flip is the only thing that exists in the market anymore. That's literally the only thing crypto is good for is quick flip. Like that is laser engraved into their brain. And I look at anyone who has ever done well in crypto, it is not from quick flip. It is from, this is real. I see this long term, and I believe that this vision is going to bring value to society. And then it does. So I don't know. I think the people who, like, whether this is ironic or not, I think the people who have spent the most time focused on crypto and looking at the new thing in crypto for the last year will do the worst over the next 3 years, because they just have built these bad habits that like is not actually where value creation comes from in crypto, but has been the meta game for this like short amount of time recently.
Do you think this is a product of like what we were talking about earlier with more and more institutions coming into crypto, like institutions really kind of dominating the flows and the ripple effect that comes along with that? So now like you have these on-chain traders that are kind of conditioned to flip something quickly because it's all narrative, it's all meme, it's, there's no sort of like real value creation behind it. But institutions are obviously looking at a different side of that coin and thinking like, okay, what chains or what infrastructure is actually going to support the next generation of the financial system? That's where the real capital comes in, and ultimately that's where it's meaningful to like actually know what you're buying.
Mm-hmm. I would pose the question to Fed. We have a fantastic guest who has thoughts on crypto. We're happy to paraphrase the question as well if you weren't thinking you were going to answer that and want to hear it again. But
no, I got it. I mean, I think like what people overestimate is actually like the speed at which these financial institutions are actually looking at crypto, right? Like, what are all these financial institutions talking about right now? Like tokenization, stable coins, and like primarily on Ethereum, right? I feel like this was literally what we were talking about like last cycle. It's still the same things, like tokenization and stable coins, right? Now it's just that we're going from like pilots to actual implementation. But I don't think from the institutional side, like their like goals or messaging has really changed. They've actually been like very consistent and very slow. But when we look at like things like on-chain and people not holding and not believing anymore, I don't think that's because of like, JP Morgan tokenizing on Ethereum. I think that's very much like the crypto natives or like VC money trying to like chase new narratives or create new paradigms. But particularly like on-chain, like I think on-chain, the way on-chain behaviors, on-chain traders have changed is primarily because of like, what we've seen with the proliferation of like a pump fund, right? And the features that they've added recently, such as like creator fees, and that things like this have completely changed the dynamics. From our perspective, the reason why nobody's like holding tokens anymore and most people are trying to become like deployers or creators rather than traders anymore is because Pump recently released, these dynamic creator fees where, as a creator, you can launch a token that reaches like 50, 60K market cap and make a ton of money just off these exorbitant fees. And there's no reason as a trader to want to like hold these tokens for a very long time, given the current dynamics. So I think that's a long-winded way to answer. I don't think it's institutions that's really shaping on-chain dynamics. The institutions have been doing what they've been saying for years.
Yeah, the on-chain side is just like, it's a sad sight right now. It is not what it like. 2025 is like, it was a sad sight of what people started using the blockchain for when they go into their crypto wallet. Maybe that's not like, maybe that's not what the future of crypto looks like, is everyone onboarding on chain and using everything directly on the application level. Like, I don't know. We will see.
You did mention, Fed, a couple new features coming down the pipeline, no pun intended, as we are live streaming on the pipeline right now. But got a couple questions from the chat as well about features, updates, how you're thinking about, creating the best possible experience for 2026.
Yeah, absolutely. So we spent a lot of time in the last few months just thinking about like what are really like the main problems facing on. Bless you.
Sorry.
Bless you. Bless
my
you, intern.
goodness.
Sorry, Fed.
All
Got
good.
must have some dust in the air here. Or
Oh my
something.
gosh.
Chat, can we get some bless yous in the
Chat.
chat?
I need it. Oh my God.
Yeah, I was just saying, for us, we kind of went back to the drawing board because we basically realized, I think OmniChain is great and all. It creates like substantially more reach for users, but it's not really the differentiator right now for like on-chain creators or traders. So, we looked at the state of the market and like, what is the real problem? And from our perspective, from what we've been hearing from people, the main problem is essentially like incentive misalignment. There's no reason for holders to hold these on-chain tokens for more than like 20, 30 seconds. Traders are tired of paying like these massive fees, 1% or higher for these like newly created tokens, another 1% if you're using trading terminals. And most of the benefits are going to these creators who are incentivized to launch a token, not for like quality or longevity, but to like maximize the amount of short-term fees. And then they just launch a new token. So like, what is the solution to this, right? I think people have tried various different things. Some people have said like, what if we put all the creator fees to like buybacks of token to reward everyone? But then the problem there is it still doesn't reward holders for like holding for a long period of time. So our solution that we're currently working on is implementing like a built-in staking solution to the Printer Launchpad. And the rough idea is that, first we're letting creators decide what they want to charge as the fee. So Printer will charge like a flat, 0.2, 0.3% platform fee. And then the creator themselves can actually choose how much they want to charge. It could be zero. It could be anywhere up to like 2% where we cap it at that. And then the fee that the creator sets goes in this pool, which gets only distributed to stakers of that coin. So as a creator, if you buy in early, let's say you buy 5% of the supply, you can then stake it for, let's say, a year or whatever amount of time. And you get a multiplier for the duration of time you stake it. And then as like traders, you can buy this token early on and then stake it as well if you have like long-term conviction in this token. Of course, you can choose like the duration to get different multipliers. And we think this creates a completely new dynamic, right? Because now these fees actually reward holders. And there's incentives now for people to actually be long-term holders. And the benefit of this is like when people stake their token, of course, it's locked on the contract level. So there's full transparency now on chain at how much percent of the supply is like locked and cannot just be dumped by people. So we also think it creates like trust and transparency for traders, even if they don't want to like, stake it and they're just coming in for a short-term trade. So with this model, like what we really think is creates this positive flywheel, right? Where high quality creators will want to launch on Printer because, this is a platform that creates trust and transparency. And then as more people then start trading this token on the platform, there's more fees to go around, which encourages more people to stake. And if there's more people staking, there's less supply circulating, and there's a higher likelihood this token will go higher. So then more people will want to buy this token. So yeah, I think this, overall solves a lot of the problem with what we're seeing currently in the trenches. And I think we want to create this new dynamic where we encourage less quantity of token, but higher quality of token, and get people to believe it again.
I like that. I could see, right now people are very interested when they're evaluating a new token. They'll look at like, okay, what percentage of the total supply is held by the top holders, right? And now I can imagine maybe they're looking at like what percentage of the total supply is staked of those top holders, how committed, have they been to staking the token? How long are they staking for? And, I don't know that I like the dynamic that it seems like this will produce.
Yeah, I mean, this was partly inspired by like the latest Solana runner, right? Like White Whale. I mean, what White Whale has done is he basically CTO this token, and then himself started like buying supply, off the market, and then he's been very vocal on Twitter about how they're staking supply, or not, like basically buying supply and then keeping it less circulating, and he has like long-term plans for this stuff. And I just thought, like, what if there was a platform that enabled creators like him to actually like do it on a contract level, so it's not just, it's fully transparent and on chain. So yeah, I think like hopefully this is going to be a game changer for a lot of these creators who's really trying to build for the long run. And I also would say, like, this is not like a new concept, right? Like staking tokens, this is like similar to like also the V33 model that we've seen like along a lot of utility projects in the EVM world for a long time. And now we're simply just combining it with a launchpad. And I think this further blurs the line between like what is really a meme coin versus utility token. But for us, it's always been just, we want to create a platform that lets people be able to launch tokens however like they like. And if that means like having staking built in, I think that's just a natural part of the progression.
Oh yeah. Feb, we did have a question. We wanted to know if you can address the rumors that you are actually the person behind the Vikru cosplays.
I've never seen Fed and Vikru in the same room. Have you?
I have not. I've never been in a room with Vikru, thankfully.
Whoa, what has just happened?
Oh, I heard someone calling.
Printer.
Let's go. Fire up the money, Printer. We do have now Fed and Vikru in the same call, not necessarily the same room, but maybe that squashes the rumor.
Oh my gosh. This is epic. This is like Fed is Batman and Vikru's the Joker right now. This is all time. Look at the Printer.
I gotta say, Vikru is perhaps the only human being that I'm aware of that can join a live stream, say 0 words, and just absolutely dominate. Vikru,
just steal the show.
You're looking fantastic.
Vikru looks like he
so
just
much
came
aura
out of the club.
He's literally firing up the printers right now.
Wait, Vikru, can you hit the printer for us? Bang! Wow. Look at that. The mask is too good.
Oh, it's all too good. This is incredible. Vikru's been really crushing it on the content side as well. Shout out Vikru. Lot of cool stuff. Definitely should follow him if you're somehow not already.
Yeah. Can we Vikru's handle? It's at
first one now. 0x Vikru. 0x VIKREW. Man, the myth, the legend.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, there's
the unmasking.
Too. Let's go.
The first ever Vikru unmaxing. There's no audio. We can't hear him. We can't hear him.
Entered my room.
Oh, look at this.
Oh my gosh.
There, we can hear him now.
Yep.
Oh, there's the unmasking.
Let's go.
The first ever Vikru unmaxing.
Yeah.
Just going through the.
No audio. We can't.
You gotta mute your side, Vikru.
What?
You gotta mute again because we're just hearing our own replay.
You have to turn off the.
It should be fine now.
Yeah,
there we go. Wouldn't be a mon out in the morning without a light technical difficulty. But yeah, this is awesome. Vikru, you're looking fantastic as always.
Is this the base layer Vikru? Is this base Vikru, or is this like your best cosplay?
No, this is
like,
second mask. I have only
Okay.
3 masks. There's like.
That's what I figured. It's like some Scooby Doo, like just keep pulling off the mask.
Russian
it's just
nesting
like 1
dolls.
second.
Yes.
And I just broke my mask there.
Oh my gosh, Vikru, how did you get into this? I know this is the Printer show, but like I've never asked you in person.
I mean, like, there was like a competition, the Moandag Telegram channel, for like the best meme about Molendak, and I just decided to cosplay Molendak. I decided it's gonna be a funny meme, and that's went viral, and I decided to keep cosplaying stuff.
Hell yeah.
Now you're printing.
Epic. Now he's printing on
Yeah,
stream.
now I'm printing, and I'm happy.
You're
to
printing
print
with
more,
Fed.
you know? Yeah, we are printing. You know?
All right. What do you what are you aiming to do this year, Vikru? 2026, new year, ton of awesome cosplays last year. You're already taking the timeline by storm with a bunch of new videos, cosplays, getting out on the street, but how are you thinking about 2026?
Oh, actually, I know there's like lots of plans. I want to, try to go viral and push more like social medias out of crypto, with my content, like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I think people also might love it, this cosplay freak dude. Also, like keep pushing on printer, I really believe I really like these people, my team, and like the guys that I'm working with, and I'm happy that we connected in Lisbon one day, and now I'm in the team. So yeah, there's like lots of stuff, and yeah, this is definitely going to be a big year, as Tunes said. Thanks, Tunes, for everything.
Oh my god. You get the thanks tunes for everything live on stream.
Tunes better repost that.
Oh my god. There's never ever been a better time in crypto than right now today.
Yeah.
Well, it's a beautiful time indeed. I know.
I'm curious to a question for Fed is what was the thought process about hiring this crazy kid?
Well, guys, I believe in fate. And when we saw this, random Molenduck outside when we were just planning for a Monad launch week, we just knew that it was a sign from God. No, all jokes aside. But, we knew Vikru from Twitter already, and it was just so crazy running into him. And then, like, after getting to know him, we just saw, like, a super young, ambitious kid, super hungry, and knew the Monad ecosystem better than anyone. And at the time, like, Monad was always been a high priority for us, and we said, like, who's better to help us lead the BD efforts there than Vikru? And it's been our pleasure having him on the team.
Well, you snagged an all-star. I'm very excited to see what Vikru does over the next 10 years and how the cosplays evolve. I've never seen, like, there's this funny meta where people that invent certain things on the internet can, like, then go and monetize them and figure out, like, how do I use this to get good jobs and things. And the fact that you've kind of created this, whether you realize it or not. This is like a new thing. And for example, like if you were to dress up and like cosplay some startup or like a company, and then they notice it and they're like, holy shit, this kid just keeps dressing up as like XYZ thing. This is hilarious. Like, can we talk to him? It's just brand new. Like I've never heard of anyone.
It's completely new. I mean,
Yeah, you're like, I'm just going to make extremely high effort, high quality cosplays of your brand and product. And you just have to recognize that. Like, it's awesome.
He dressed up as the golden ticket.
Yeah, the ticket. Spider-Man was one of my favorite ones, too. That was so good.
Wait a second.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, man.
I mean, the Molandak originally was like, this is something from a nightmare. The first time I saw that, I was like, oh, man.
And then a couple of them go by, and you're like, it's unreal. It really is.
Oh, he's
got his legs.
The legs.
He's got his legs. That's incredible. I'm very bullish on Vikru 2026 arc. We're going to see Vikru in weirder costumes, in weirder places, all over the globe. 2026, Vikru, it's your year. Pumped for it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's the year of Monad. We're going to shine on all together,
The year of printer.
That's the point. Yeah.
Fed with printer. That's so good. The 10 out of is so good.
10 out of 10. Well, I know we're over time here, guys. Appreciate you coming on the show. I think first time ever for both Fed and Vikru, so appreciate you guys carving out some time to join us. Very excited for all things Fed, Printer, Vikru, and Monad in 2026.
Thanks so much for having us, guys. Let's print on Monad.
Let's go.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Thank you, guys. I really
Beautiful.
appreciate it. Love you all. Brrrr.
Much love, Vikru. Go get him.
Bye-bye.
You're the man. Awesome. Well, we are going to cut to a quick intermission. We have a couple spins saved on the spreadsheet. So we'll spin for the people that we owe spins for when we come back after the break. But Jessup, we have a special intermission, don't we?
Yeah. You want to tell them what this intermission is?
I would love to. So we have a new YouTube video. It is out now in stealth. We didn't post it yet. And Jessup is going to leak.
The YouTube video is posted. We didn't post on X.
Right. It's out now, but we did not call attention to it necessarily. So we're going to show a sneak preview of a new YouTube video. If you want to watch the full thing, check it out after the stream or watch both in parallel on the Monad Foundation YouTube channel. We are going to pick 5 comments on the YouTube video with the least engagement. So if your comment does not get a like, if it does not get a reply, that is actually a good thing.
But that means you should go comment and like other people's.
It does, because we are picking 5 comments with the least engagement, and we will be giving away Mon
When
to
are we
you,
picking them?
the commenters, for next week's show.
Oh, okay.
So, new YouTube video. You're about to see a sneak preview. It's already live on the Monad channel. Go comment. Go send it to your friends. Get them to comment. Like their comments so that you can have the comment with the least engagement and be a winner. Jessup, roll the tape, please, and thank you, my good sir.
So we're gonna each read our word, but we can't reveal it to anyone else.
Yeah, so take a card, but keep it down and just take a card.
Ooh, this reminds me of Monad cards.
Tunes, you go first. Say a word that's related to the word, unless you're the imposter.
Monad cards.
No, it has to be related.
It is.
It is, okay.
Damn, everything I'm coming up with is too obvious. Solid.
Beans. Fire. We do one round and then we can vote on who the imposter is.
I mean,
Monad cards are pretty solid and they're fire. So I think it's Joey.
Me?
Yeah, bro. Beans is not related to either of the other 3.
Dude.
And what do? I mean, do we just want to vote? Because I think it's Tunes.
I think he's deflecting right now. That's what I think going on.
I think it's Tunes as well.
Well, wait.
You're really gonna call the inventor of Monad cards an imposter?
You are an imposter because hot air rises.
I don't know what the hell solid is. How does that?
Solid, hot air rises. Dip Wheeler.
Okay. A Monad card feels very solid in your hand.
I'm voting Jack.
No idea.
I'm voting Jack.
Yeah.
I'm voting Tunes to me.
It's hard to lead off as the imposter.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck. What do I say?
Does he reveal that he is Tunes? Is he doing the...
Yeah, you could take it off if you want, unless you want to keep rolling with it.
I like being tunes.
Okay.
It's good.
Use gas.
The dip wheeler, I figured that meant.
Hot air rise. And that's what I was first gonna be like hot air rises, and then I was gonna be like dip wheeler.
But when you say solid, I was like, I don't.
No, I know solid. It turns to a gas and
Solid
liquid.
liquid gas.
Yeah, and then it took me a second to figure out when you said beans.
That was a good one.
It was good, but it just
Didn't get say too much.
So do you guys all get the same word and I? Okay.
Yeah, there's one imposter. Everyone else has the same word, and you want to say something that's related. So we're gonna.
Liquid death. Big LD. Murder. Liquid death. Liquid death. Liquid death. We are so back.
Are you kidding me? Joey Moose?
Yeah.
Joey Moose.
Joey Mussolini. Bingo.
Hope. I mean,
death.
we had two
Liquid
things.
death.
Liquid death.
I was making sure everybody was like paying attention.
This psychotic can of tea and lemonade will use agave and B vitamins to savagely murder your thirst and turn its insides into balloon animals to book gigs at children's birthday parties.
Liquid death.
Liquid death. That is actually what this can says. I didn't even read that in advance. I was like, this is getting crazier and crazier.
Oh wait, I thought you were making that up on the
No,
spot.
it literally says this on the can. It's way too small to show on camera. But we just had the live premiere, new YouTube video. Please help us go run that up. Send it to your friends, send it to your family. Watch it as you're eating lunch. Watch it as you're eating dinner. Watch it before you go to bed. Because I don't know, because doesn't really make sense, but separately, the five comments that get the least engagement by next week's show on Monad in the Morning will all get spins.
I think that's cool. Instead of just a flat amount, we just say they
variable amount. And speaking of spins, we've got some spins to be spun.
I think Celestial Natty gets one on the big wheel.
Celestial
right?
Natty,
Wait,
you are
a big one?
correct.
A big wheel.
So
spin.
from last week's stream where we did not have the big wheel on hand, Celestial Natty hit the slot. So we've got the wheel cam. That's a zoom in. Is Celestial Natty in the chat?
Celestial
Let's
Natty
go.
said, "I need that drink." So I mean,
I need that drink.
Celestial Natty needs to murder their thirst, but they also get a big spin. So chop it up, chat. Get some best wishes, some good luck, some I love yous for Celestial Natty because we are spinning the big honking
luck.
wheel. Jessup, hit the wheel cam, baby.
Good luck. Spin, 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 spin. Oh, murder your
Come
thirst.
on, let's get something good for Celestial Natty.
Murder your wheel.
Murder your wheel.
Turn the insides into balloon animals at children's birthday party.
Wow, that was
1,337.
that was close to a very big kahuna.
What was that? 25,000?
It was very close.
and
Oh my gosh.
8,000 on the other side. Woo.
25,000 is kind of a lot of mon.
Yeah.
It is. It is certainly a lot of mon, and
Murder that thirst.
also to give my weekly logistics spiel. If you are on Twitch, please put your X username, your X handle in your Twitch bio so that we can find you and reach out to you when you win a prize. Be sure that you also have your DMs turned on, because if you win and we can't DM you, then it is very hard to get your wallet address and send you a prize. So the more homework you do, the more it makes it easier to distribute a prize when you hit the big kahuna on the big wheel. We have more spins to be spun. I think we also have a normal wheel spin for Soul Sal from a couple weeks back. So let's go ahead and crank that wheel.
Murder your wheel.
Murder your wheel. This one is for Soul Sal.
Hundo?
100.
Hundo for Soul Sal. That's a lot of transactions on Monad that you can do with 100 Mon. Okay.
On my second liquid
You're
death.
on your second liquid death. So we also are we bringing this up? We're looking at the same thing, hot off the press. Not sure if it's true.
I don't know if this is true. This might be completely.
Okay, the disclaimer for this next topic is we have no idea if it's real. Savant just dropped it in the chat. Shout out Savant. He is our eyes, our ears, our legs, and our arms, and everything, and our brains, everything in between.
This is the video that you and I saw yesterday, right?
Yeah, and we couldn't figure out if it was real. Just got the shout out from Luke Belmar, maybe on Twitter. IOBNAD tweeted out the clip. If you're not following IOBNAD, you are crazy, because IOBNAD is awesome and is a top super fan of the pipeline. IOBNAD, we love you very much. Looks like Luke Belmar went on the Kevin When Shift Happens podcast and was talking about Monad. So that's pretty cool. The funniest part of this clip by far is, I'll paraphrase the question that Kevin asked, which is basically like, why is Monad good, or like, why is Monad a valuable network? And Luke Belmar goes, the founders, bro. Which is extremely true. Extremely true. The founders of Monad are super cracked. They had exactly the right background to build this performant EVM from the ground up. They come from high frequency trading. They come from traditional finance. They come from startup backgrounds as well. And the founders, bro.
So when I originally saw the clip on YouTube, individually it looks AI and it has a weird AI feel to it. But then if you scroll through the whole channel, it feels like the channel is like just clips from a bunch of podcasts of Luke. So I don't know, might be real.
I think it's probably real.
Shout out Luke Belmar.
It's definitely real. That's definitely real.
It's real. Confirmed real. We should make that a new
segment.
Is it real or is it not?
AI.
It's like, does it blend, but for Zoomers in 2026?
It's
Is
kind of
this
like
AI?
It's kind of like Mythbusters.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's
Is
perfect.
John W. Rich Kid real?
Is he real? He is. He is.
Believe it or not, that is, yeah.
I saw him an hour ago.
Yep. John W. Rich Kid is confirmed real.
I met his parents yesterday. They
yeah.
were like, "Thank you for taking him off our hands."
Yeah. They said the same thing. That they seem to be very excited that somebody was taking John.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder why.
And they were just going around to everybody, and they're like, "Thank you so much for
Yeah.
taking him. He would still be in our basement."
Yeah. Should we?
We've got two other spins to hit.
Oh, okay.
Not to interrupt.
I know we were trying to get like a rhythm going on like various random topics, but let's hit these spins.
Yeah, IOBNAD.
IOBNAD for his, I don't know what it's for, but he also happened to clip Luke Belmar.
For being a legend.
The
for being a
founders, bro.
legend.
143, it looks
143, bro.
143, sign language for I love you.
I love you. Oh, and we have a spin for our more recent superfan, Warsong. Warsong ID.
The greatest spin.
Hailing from lovely Indonesia.
143.
Another 143 for Warsong.
Should I see if I can do it again just for fun?
All right, this isn't going to anyone, but this is just a test if we can hit it 3 in a row. 0. That's
No.
how
That's
it
like if you
goes.
hit the magic 8 ball.
Yeah.
It's like absolutely not. Yeah.
Thanks for playing.
Yes, absolutely not.
No. Yeah. All right. Well, 143. Everyone gets 143. I wish there was a way to do that. Like if everyone's wallet was just on the thing, and we could be like, anyone who's watching the stream, you get 143. You get 143.
Could just Oprah it out.
Yeah.
One of the
Maybe if we figure out a way in the future.
Someone build it.
Back to your statement.
Yeah. If anyone
before-
builds it, we definitely will do that. So
We'll
you
use
will
it.
at least get 143.
Fair enough. No, back to your statement before we hit those spins for IOBNAT and Warsong. Some new formats, some new talking points.
Yeah. Science corner.
Science corner. You got any science corner for us?
I don't know. What's the chat? Do you guys have any science corner you'd like to be scienced?
I mean,
I don't know. I wish I could do a science corner on peptides right now. I can't. I actually had a tweet yesterday that I was going to put out, but then I ended up not. But it was like, actually, maybe I'll just put it out in a tweet form. If I try to explain, it's going to ruin it. I don't know. What else do we have?
What is the context in the peptides?
So basically, the thing I was thinking about is like, if you can just be fit, that's the best. And then if you go from unfit to fit naturally, that's the next best. But then if you go from unfit to fit with peptides, that's actually better than being unfit. And so people are like, they don't know whether peptides, they're like, is this the most dangerous thing and everyone who's taking them is going to die? Or is this like free money cheat code, take them? And I think that it's like probably worth doing if you get a lot of results out of them. But it's not as good as not.
I think maybe like a lot of the context that's being.
You were gonna teach us a little bit about peptides. Now I remember. Yes.
So a lot of the context that I think is being pushed around is like getting fit, using it to get fit. But there's a lot of actual other benefits from using different peptides. Like SS31 is supposed to help with mitochondria support. Like TB500 and BPC157 can help with, and all of this is like obviously not even FDA approved. It's all research chemicals
Luke
right now.
Belmar said this on a podcast once.
And I've been listening to like Andrew Huberman and other. There's actual studies on some of this stuff, but the big thing is like there are other things that it can support beyond just like trying to grow muscles or look better. So like the BPC 157 can help with gut repair. So I've taken that because when I had my life-threatening spine infection, I was on an insane amount of antibiotics that were going through a PICC line straight to my heart. That destroys your gut microbiome. So being able to take something that could potentially help that, or like I've had surgery on both my knees, so having repair for joints is very helpful. So I know there's like other things beyond just like let me cheat code my way to being fit. Also like sometimes just needing support for actually healing things.
Seems like Mirth Mono in the chat has some expertise as well.
Yeah, exactly. See, like what he's saying there is they tell the cells what to do, so they're good for like healing, muscle growth, skin repair, hormone regulation, or reduced inflammation. I mean, when I was taking the BPC 157, I absolutely had inflammation reduction. And as somebody who was literally training for ultra marathons, like my inflammation is sky high. I've also been doing Rhythm, which is like a monthly blood test so that I can actually see internally, is it having effects?
Yeah, I think has Brian Johnson talked about these yet? Once Brian Johnson talks about it, I'll be like, all right,
you're sold.
Now I'm buying it. Now I'm buying it. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. I'd be willing to look.
he probably has.
Yeah, I'm sure. He's He's like the most experimental guy.
Right. He's like, I invented peptides and then I disregarded them.
I generally don't fall too far down the rabbit hole with this stuff, but one thing, because you brought up Brian Johnson, one thing Brian Johnson says that is definitely true is eating before bed is awful.
Terrible.
I haven't even realized historically, like I used to do a lot of late night snacking. I would probably eat at least 50% of my daily calories after 8 p.m. And not even necessarily snacking. Like sometimes I would just have like a late
enormous short rib sandwich.
Precisely.
Baconator.
Yeah. Or shout out Chaos Walker. I'd maybe have a nice late night Baconator. But I started realizing that it actually was making me feel way more tired in the morning compared to the days that I stopped eating at like 5 or 6 p.m. So that's my new thing that I'm trying. I don't really, like I said, fall too deep down the rabbit hole with a lot of this stuff, but eating a nice big dinner, having a big glass of milk, that's another thing. People don't like milk. That's crazy. I love milk. Milk is fantastic. I drink it with almost every single meal. And people are like, oh, milk is only for babies. No.
I'm a raw milk guy.
Raw milk?
Raw
like
milk.
out of Napoleon Dynamite?
This
one out of, what was the Napoleon clip? All right, sorry.
The early movie reference.
Oh, that is an early 2000s movie reference.
And it's funny because
iRobot was also one, and then wasn't Lord of the Rings. There was another one earlier. As well that I didn't
John W. Rich Kid is in the chat telling us to stop talking about milk because he's lactose intolerant.
So
I
here's
am lactose intolerant as well.
This is what I was gonna say. Is I'm also lactose intolerant. I literally grew up eating my cereal with water my entire childhood.
Really?
Yeah. But my point is when I would drink raw milk, there's no impact. What'd you say?
Is there a reason?
What was the purpose?
Lactose intolerant, so I didn't want like.
But do people not know that they've solved this? Maybe I don't know. You're a little closer to a boomer than I am, but. Unnecessarily rude towards Jessup. Sorry, Jessup.
Shots fired.
But I was in second grade, so I was like 7 years old, and they're like, "Oh, you're getting a stomach ache every night after you're drinking milk. You're probably lactose intolerant." They have this cool thing called Lactaid, which is they make lactose-free milk, and they also make enzyme tablets that help you digest milk. And I just eat those all day long. It's not a medicine. It's not a drug. It's just an enzyme. And I power through. Not a peptide, not a steroid. It's just a nice enzyme that helps you break down the lactose. And I drink protein shakes. I drink milk. Every meal. I feel fantastic. I actually don't feel full after dinner unless I have my milk because it fills in all the cracks.
I'm very curious, though, if you drink raw milk, I can drink raw milk and it has no impact on me.
Where do you get raw milk?
Well, in Idaho, it's legal, so like I can't get it here.
It's illegal here?
Yeah, it's illegal in a lot of places. It's because it's significantly harder to regulate, like whether or not it's safe to drink.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying
is that a good thing?
I think there's like a lot of very
You're like,
healthy.
look, I'm just doing it. Take the governor off this thing and just let it rip. I don't want the regulated milk.
Yeah, I mean,
if I get sick, whatever.
Yeah, and like in Wyoming, I can get. It's obviously in like the more country areas.
We got to get a cow, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I do have to just to close the loop on one thing we did talk about. Brian Johnson on peptides. I found 2 things where he mentions peptides. One was in October of last year. He said we're cautious with peptides. So he's not really.
But I mean, even collagen is a peptide, so I think it's also very dependent on the peptide.
Okay.
You can buy collagen.
However, there was a second one, and I like this one a lot. Brian Johnson says things people will do before just going to bed on time. It's like NAD drips, exotic peptides, cold plunges, 5 days fast, umbilical stem cells just south of the border.
I agree with that one. Yeah.
Right. It's like everyone
everyone
wants some random ass like hard to do cheat code emerging science, and it's like just go to bed on time and like
if you can
don't
get your
eat Oreos
circadian
before bed and you're good.
If you can get your circadian rhythm, it'll solve like 90% of the problems.
Yeah.
I will say though, it is hard to go to bed on time when you are focused on bringing the entire financial system on chain. Wow, great synergy there.
Bang.
I think we got Michael calling
We do.
in. Let's strap the headphones on and let's talk kinetic.
Well,
It is also hard to go to bed on time when you are just loaded up with peptides. Hard to go to bed at all.
It's probably hard to go to bed at all if you are scanning the internet to find every piece of content online.
Yeah, I would imagine it's the hardest to go to bed if you are the number one IP investigator on the internet, especially a crypto native. Michael, what's going on?
What's going on? I come in and it's peptides, it's going to sleep. I should have come in a couple of minutes early. And you know what? I can tell you by some of the community members, they are not going to sleep as they work through. Okay, so what's up, guys? I wish I was there. Next time.
We get a lot of Michael in person, actually, usually. Yeah, where are you today?
I know. I'm now Chicago based, so shout out to Chi-Town. Moved out here. My wife took a great new job, but I am in New York actually in 10 days and hope to see you guys then. But great to be back. Happy
Chicago,
New Year.
where the river runs green. Happy New Year.
Congrats on the job for your wife.
Yes, congratulations on the recent family career path update.
You know what? It's awesome city. Been shoveling a lot of snow recently, so keeping it working out. But good stuff. But happy New Year, you guys. Great to be back. What do you want to
Great.
talk about? Anything related to IP that's on your mind right now?
Yeah. Have you ever taken any peptides? You got to just get that out of the way. I have not. I know nothing about these. I just think it's a hilarious internet.
I have
trend right now.
not, honestly, but it is a trend. I know a bunch of people are on it, and it is the new 26 kind of word, peptides. Everyone's talking about it.
Just Ozempic and peptides maxing. And then what could go wrong, right? Like, I mean,
Nothing.
seriously,
Yeah,
what could go
exactly.
wrong?
It's
You know,
probably
throw a couple things in there.
it's probably creating a pretty big maybe backlog isn't the right word, but I would imagine like you've got a lot of people indexing content on Kinetic, and I know we're gonna dive into that as well, but there's probably a lot of content that's been indexed on peptides to date, I would have to imagine.
Maybe we'll run a campaign giving some point multipliers on anyone who picks up peptide content. So maybe we'll drop that in a little future date.
Peptide points booster.
Peptides, vibe coding.
There you go.
Vibe code
There
your
you go.
peptides.
Absolutely, absolutely love it. I know, Michael, you've been on Monad in the Morning Pipeline podcast a couple times, and we love it not only because it's a product that's very much so in our lane as content creators here, but because it's so unique compared to a lot of the projects that we see day in and day out in crypto. Kinetic is really doing something net new. Would love to give any of our newer listeners a high-level overview as to kind of what Kinetic is and what the current focus is on the product side.
Yeah. Great to be here again, fellas. I'll give you a couple minutes on that, and then we can dive in. So for everyone that's new, great to meet you. For everyone that's back again, welcome back. Good to see you again. I'm Michael Finkelstein, CEO and co-founder of Kinetic. So, I think the way I frame Kinetic is it's effectively IP infrastructure for all digital creativity. And I think I mentioned this last one. There's a lot of buzzwords there, but really at the core is what we are trying to unearth is consumption data around content. Really kind of moving away from where content starts to where it goes, and understanding that the next generation of the web content is going to move in a variety of ways. I like to repeat myself and say it's going to be an amoeba, and I really think we're going to talk about the last 6 months since we last chatted about how that's just accelerated. But the notion that content is going to start somewhere, it's going to start on TikTok, it's going to start on a blog, it's going to start as an NFT, and then it's going to move. It's going to move off that primary starting point into secondary and tertiary. And that could be in whole or fragments of it. And how do we unearth the notion of knowing where that content goes, knowing the data behind it, bless you. And then really,
this happened a lot today.
It's all good.
Peptides.
And really driving home the notion of authenticity, attribution, and really kind of power back to the IP holders, whoever that may be, by the way. That could be a creator, that could be a brand, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. That's at its core what we're really focused on, really kind of moving the needle on the data side of intellectual property.
It's an interesting time for content overall. I think we're probably in the middle or just past this inflection point where AI is just totally changing the game for production, for distribution. Now anyone can be a content creator without putting their face out there, without putting their real personality out there. All of this can be generated. And I think one of the themes for 2025 was slop. I think it was actually like the Merriam-Webster's word of the year, which is
slop.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure slop
Wow.
was like the topic. Certainly, at least as it relates to the internet and content. Now, in the early days of 2026, people are talking about AI in a different lane, but certainly a more favorable light with all this talk about Claude, vibe coding, how AI is actually going to be used to create new applications. And I'm just curious, as someone who's like really kind of focused on the content side of things in general, what do you think content looks like in 2026 and going forward? How is that different from the way that content has been produced or shared or distributed in the past?
Yeah, we talk a lot about this internally, and I don't think it's an understatement to say that we are at a seminal point in content distribution, right? And it's a once in a 25-year kind of change. You're seeing a confluence of things happen. Clearly, the AI platforms and the AI embracing of AI is happening. What's also happening is a change on how all ecosystem players kind of engage with the content. And that could be brands, it could be ad agencies, it could be creators, it can be big IP holders. I mean, just the fact that Disney did a deal with OpenAI 2 weeks ago shows a move to collaboration. And so I think one of the core themes is going to be, we saw this in fintech about 15 years ago, instead of a competition for you're going to start seeing collaborations, and you're going to start seeing an engagement amongst the ecosystem providers. Second thing that's happening that doesn't really get talked about too much is there's a deprecation really of how retargeting happens, tracking happens, how actually advertising online happens. And I think that is an unbelievable opportunity for creators to actually move the needle forward in how they get monetized, how they get paid for content they're producing. And underlying that, I mean, obviously, we believe is a data set and a data layer and a data ecosystem that needs to be built, and we want to be a part of it. So I think the big theme, coming back to your question, Danny, is going to be one of moving towards collaboration versus this friction and competition and this kind of engagement that we saw that really, I think, stifled a lot of the parties to kind of move forward. And that's what I'm hoping for.
What kind of on that same thread, I don't know how much you saw the Sora app, but like there was a good month where it was kind of different than just sharing like IP of what you're creating, but you're actually using you and your likeness. So like Jake Paul popped up everywhere of all of these videos of him, where all you had to do on that app is like just say a couple numbers and turn your head side to side, and now anybody can make a video with you in it. And like I think they published the numbers, and it was like billions of impressions that that app got and Jake Paul got, of people literally like making videos that looked like he was painting his nails and doing silly things. And so I think it's an interesting idea that IP is kind of changing to even just like your likeness. And that's very collaborative in the sense that you're just saying, hey, make anything with me in it on this platform. And I believe you can even now like upload characters in it. I can upload my pet in there and you can make videos with your pets. There's going to be an interesting, I think people will be able to like upload products like Liquid Death cans and
murder your thirst.
Yeah. And you can put them in there. So I think there is a big change in the way that IP is being looked at and shifted.
Couldn't agree more. And I think, NIL, name, image, and likeness, is going to be front and center, right? I mean, it's become front and center in athletics. We know that. But it's going to become front and center in everything. And Kev, I think last time we chatted a little bit about deepfakes and what have you. I think this whole intersection of name, image, likeness, deepfakes, and hopefully a collaborative nature to the main kind of distribution networks, AI platforms, individual creators is going to spawn, I honestly believe, and I said it last time, the greatest next 5 years in content distribution. And it's something that's great to be a part of.
So where is the Kinetic platform at right now? Because as of roughly a month and a half ago, users and creators, I believe, were able to engage with the platform for the first time. So can you tell us a little bit about kind of the stage that you're at now and where you want to go in 2026?
Wild 6 weeks. But by the way, first of all, live, I know I've said this to you individually, congrats on the mainnet launch. I mean, what I know it's like previous history at this point, but it doesn't really feel that way.
Appreciate it, Michael.
So, lots of love there. So, it's been a surreal last 6 weeks, honestly. And before I start, I want to give a big shout out to our community that is just organically growing each and every day. I'll drop some stats, because I have to, but because I think it's really a celebration of what's happening. The embracing of what we're doing has just been spectacular to watch and drives us every day. So a huge shout out. Chaos, I know, is on, so he is manning the ship, rightfully so. In fact, I've worked my way away from being able to say that it's a chaotic time, because every time I'm on a call with Chaos, I don't want to confuse it there. But no, so we have two apps really running. One is exactly what you said. We're in early access. That's going to open actually a little alpha in 3 weeks on any creators being able to come in. But we are effectively have onboarded a couple hundred creators, getting them up and running. I can actually tell you a use case that will just blow your mind on what happened, if we have time. But what we've also done, and I think I dropped this a little bit, that we were going to launch a beta of a Sentinel network and make our part of our tech available to the community to engage. And we launched that a month ago, opened it up with 35 or 40 early access. We've grown organically about 5 to 8 a day, now above 250. And that community has been fervently engaged in helping the agentic AI network of Kinetic kind of come to be. And it's just been incredible. We crossed 40 million scans in less than 3.5 weeks.
Wow.
It's
over 10 million scans per week.
We hit 3 million 2 days ago a day. We're kind of leveled back to about 1.5 million, 2. It's caused, we broke once. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We told the community they broke us, and they did. Congrats. But it has been incredible to see, and there's data behind it. And what does that do? That actually allows us to accelerate our ability to track content everywhere through who's not on, but as you know, I have a brilliant co-founder and CTO named Marielle. And her tech is really incredible, and it's really helped us kind of accelerate the app side of it. And so what you're going to see over the next 6 to 8 weeks are both of those kind of come together. The Sentinel network continue to grow, and we hope that it continues to engage, and we hear their feedback. We're trying to make it better, and actually we're going to be rolling out some new features for them over the coming weeks and months, but also opening up live for any creator. That could be a TikToker, a YouTuber, an NFT artist, to come in, bring their content within the Kinetic ecosystem. They don't need to bring it on, right? So as you guys know, we're linked in API-wise with TikTok and YouTube, or you can drag and drop. And then they will be able to engage behind the scenes with that advanced network. And so we're really trying to kind of bring those two forces together to drive value to our creators that need to know where their content's going at any point in time. So that is what we're focused on. I could get into the future of 26 maybe, but we got
need
a lot
it
on our plate for those two.
We need it. We need the future of 26.
You want the future?
All of my attention just locked and hyperfixated on the future of 26. Maybe just like a hint. A hint would be okay. Whatever you're willing to share.
Where Kinetic's going? I think a couple of things. One might assume that we are going to take what we're doing for creators and allow some brands to do it, and so that'll be within the Monad ecosystem.
Can Monad do it?
Cool. I mean, you guys can do whatever you want with me. It's like
I would like to do it. I'm raising my hand.
Wait,
I would like to use it.
Is this Kevin the brand, or is this the Monad brand?
Oh, like at Monad. I mean, I'll use them for myself. I mean, so I remember the first time we ever chatted, I was actually like, this software, like what you guys are building, actually kills my content. Because I just released my year in review video a week or two ago, And it's just like movie clips that I stole from other places and overlaid like text on it to like make jokes. So like the stuff that you're doing is actually trying to like find me. Like I'm actually the villain in this. I'm pretty sure, or at least allow for tracking it.
Well, but I'm going to say something because you know what? Those people that you're taking content from, their mindset has changed a little bit, right? They want to know their content is appearing there. And they also want to know the amount of views and likes you're doing. Now, I'm not saying you should steal content. That is not the case. But I think we're moving to a place that people are really embracing reusage in ways that actually give attribution back to the original creator. And I think you're going to see at some point monetization actually happening at some point to the original IP holders. But we can work with you, Kev, and we can work with Monad. But we are moving pretty quickly into the brand space. And what we're finding is brands are IP holders as well. And I think we talk a lot about creators and we have an incredible experience coming for creators, but brands are also really important part of the ecosystem, and having that live within the Monad ecosystem, I think is really cool and hasn't been a focus of a lot of different L1s. And we're going to bring that to you guys.
Well, I love the idea that Tiesto, Johnny Depp, Daniel Craig, and Donald Trump all want to know that I'm using their content and mashing it up to tell the story of what happened to crypto in 2025. Sorry. I love to hear it. It's just great. It's great to know Melania Trump needs this video on her desk. Because I think so. She just, honestly, the only reason she doesn't know about it is because she doesn't use Kinetic yet.
And if she knew about it, maybe she could promote her new movie.
She could promote her new movie. I'm sure she probably has somebody writing a book that she can put her name on. Like, this is exactly the type of content she needs to see.
Well, I was going to say it is very timely overall because the way that brands are engaging with creators now is very different from the way that it looked even a year and a half, 2 years ago. And I think the start of this shift was really Cluely coming out and going incredibly viral, working with indie creators, like running these creator programs. WAP as a software platform is kind of a similar example in that lane where brands are not saying so much anymore, I'm going to hire a full-time creator to come on and drive my content strategy and drive my marketing. Rather, I'm going to crowdsource this. I'm going to leverage all these indie creators and kind of, bring them together to holistically have a good, well-rounded approach at content marketing. And Cluely obviously did a great job of that. I think one of the front runners right now is probably Kalshi with just a ton of UGC driven ads. And I can imagine in the future brands leveraging a platform like Kinetic to do this in a more fluid way where they can just say, hey, any creator out there can go create a video that promotes my brand or talks about my brand or product, and we'll be able to detect behind the scenes who's created this content, how well it performed, and then you can incentivize accordingly. So now these creators can monetize without applying for a job, without, enrolling in a creator program even. They can just go create.
They legit just post it.
And their value is directly attributed through a platform like Kinetic. Is that something that you're focused on, Michael?
If you want a side gig, Danny, you can come hang with me and come to some of these meetings because you just nailed it, right? And I'm not even going to try to say it better, but in all seriousness, yes, right. And I think part of the reason for that is the ecosystem is changing how you get eyeballs, and part of the problem is that there's a lot of noise out there. We have a what's called a signal to noise ratio on our Sentinel platform, sentinel.kinetic.ai. Just do a soft plug there. But I do think this noise around good versus bad data is intensifying, right? And so brands and creators, once you can sift through that, they're going to be all in. Brands want to know eyeballs, return on investment, and how they're capturing market and where they're capturing market. That could be geographically, it could be demographically. And creators, if they can show a brand that that's their market, it's a match made in heaven. And I think that is really the core of what we're focused on, right? And really kind of that data enrichment, that understanding how you can open up a broken data model to become a fixed data model, if you will, by unearthing these kind of connective tissues is where we're focused. So yes, 100%, that's where we'd like to head. And I think if you can get creators, brands, and the Sentinel network working in concert by the end of 26, I mean, that's where we're focused.
I wonder if they're like, I'm trying to think of like I'm trying to build a campaign in my head that showcases exactly what you want to show to brands. So then when you're trying to pitch them, you don't have to like explain it. You can just be like, look at what happened. And so the first thing that comes to mind,
we'll have one in 2 weeks.
Perfect. Yeah. It's like, we say even, let's just use this show as an example. We're like, okay, at the end of the show, we say there's been this invisible watermark on this. So like literally just make a video and post it, and we will know it exists and find you and can just directly pay you, and it'll show up in your wallet and you don't have to know anything. Like that's sick. That's sick. Using maybe AUSD, Agora, shout out Nick Van Eck of Agora Finance. AUSD on Monad is probably the best way to pay out incentives for people that are clipping your content. But that's awesome, right? Like there's no longer like a submit your entry to this and send me your email. It's just like literally just post the video, and if it works, you know it exists.
It lives on chain, and it's all, I think we talked a lot about kind of the on-chain registration, but moving the data on chain and understanding that, and then tapping into obviously payments, which we're not going to do. We're going to want to part with. So I'll reach out to Nick. But the reality is, Kevin, you're spot on. And I think there's this we're going to run a test campaign in about 2 to 4 weeks, with some points multipliers on a couple of brands. So again, Sentinels, get ready, to see if this works. Because once we kind of unearth that, I think brands are just going to come and want to understand exactly where their content is, and all that's going to live on the Monad chain. That's where I'm fired up.
I'm fired up too, Michael. One question that's just popping into my head that I don't think I've ever asked before. Do you have any competitors? Like, who do you see as your competitors? Because the approach that's being taken here is so unique, but the service that's being offered is so incredibly valuable, as we've just talked about. Like, the way that this could change the game for brands, for creators, whether they're huge creators with a massive IP or indie creators that maybe don't, is massive. And you're not only doing this in a way that, to my knowledge, has not been explored before, you're doing it directly on crypto rails on the blockchain. And this is one of those use cases that people can look at and be like, see, it's not all meme coins. There's actually products here that are going to shape the next generation of, in this case, content.
Yeah, so I'm not going to be. So we have competitors in certain areas, right? I'm not so, obtuse or whatever the word is to say we don't have competitors, right? We have people that are doing certain things that we are embarking on. We think we're doing it better, even if it was just a one-on-one, right? But we really took a holistic approach, and as you guys know, Kinetic is the combination of really Trips and Mentaport, which was an acquisition back in June. And Mariota and I had the same vision several years ago, which is, how do you build this kind of whole ecosystem? And it's not a small undertaking. So the answer is, we don't know that we have any competitor that's trying to embark on all of this, which is a combination of invisible watermarking, AI, agentic detection, tracking, and on-chain registration, right? Bringing those three kind of layers together in one sweeping kind of platform is it's dynamic, but it's hard.
I can only imagine the difficulty, certainly very quickly getting out of my area of expertise. But I do see a parallel here on the tech side with Monad as well, because you could ask that same question, like, oh, does Monad as a chain have competitors? And it's like, well, of course, there's other blockchains out there, and at the end of the day, there's this very oversimplified notion that everyone is competing for block space. But the more you kind of look at the nuances of the tech, there's several things that are combined for Kinetic, several things that are combined for Monad that actually create this net new primitive. And I think that's one of the most exciting things overall about each of the individual technologies that we're talking about here.
I agree, and you guys know this as well as I do. There's a balance between executing day in and day out and then building for the future state, right? You guys do it and we do it. And so the excitement is the build for the future state, but shit, you got to execute day in and day out in order to get there. And so we talk about that internally. I know Keone and you guys do as well, like heads down today, but let's look and not lose track of the North Star of what we're all doing.
Couldn't agree more. Definitely. I know we're coming up on time here. Any closing alpha or tidbits that you want the community to hear? I know there's a lot of people engaged in the Sentinels program. It seems like Kevin has something.
I have a question.
I'll call on him. Kevin, what's up?
I have a question. We had a clip earlier, and we didn't know if it was AI or not. Kinetic would help distinguish that, right? Because if it is actually clipped from the podcast, it should have the invisible watermark. But if somebody just AI'd it, maybe it doesn't transfer over the same. End question.
So determining if a video or image was used to produce an AI generated video is incredibly hard. Okay.
That's
however,
fine. We'll wait for Kinetic V2.
Yeah. I mean, however, that is obviously on our mind. And I think part of what we're laying the foundation for is to hopefully be part of how that happens.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. You guys are the best.
I do have.
Jessa, come on.
I have two questions. One is quick. What was the thought process about hiring the most blocked human being in history from the Monad main account, Chaos Walker? He said in the chat that he led with that in his interview. But on a serious note, the real question is, we asked the last guest to ask a question, and that question is, are you having fun?
I wouldn't trade this for anything. Honestly, there are times I'm not having fun. I'm just going to say that. But I am incredibly passionate about this, and life's too short. You got to have fun. So yes, I am having fun. We've got a rock star team, Chaos included at the forefront of it. No, we've got a great team. We've got a great culture. I am having fun. I'm not having fun shoveling 8 inches of snow, but I'm having fun other than that. So yes.
And if you could ask the next guest anything, what would you want to ask them?
Do I know who the next guest is, or is it just?
Nope. Yeah. It could be Mark Zuckerberg. It could be.
Imagine it's Mark Zuckerberg. Actually, I think that is a pretty good piece of, like, if you could ask Mark Zuckerberg any question, what would it be? And then we will just actually ask the next guest whether it is Mark Zuckerberg or not. We're not saying it guaranteed is, but just in case.
But it might be.
It could always be. It's hard to know.
Chaos says, imagine the next guest is John W. Rich Kid.
Oh, man.
I hear all the time, everyone wants to be CEO of a startup. Everyone wants to be CEO of a startup, right? And I would ask the next guest, do you like being CEO of a startup? Not, are you having fun? Different question, right? Because do you like, it's got all this glamour to it, but that's maybe half of 1% of what we have to do.
Well, I did like the comment that you it was asked, are you having fun? And you said sometimes you are not. We learned from Jessup about an hour and a half ago that not having fun is great for your anterior cingulate cortex. It actually means that your will to live is strengthening. So that is good for your long-term health and
Great.
longevity.
You combine that with peptides, and you're done for 26, right? I mean, there you go.
Right, right. If you are hacking your anterior cingulate cortex by being CEO of a peptide startup, you can't miss right now. You actually are hitting the nail on the head. But beautiful. Michael, thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate you spending a couple extra minutes with us here, and we will be sure to relay your question to our next guest.
Awesome. Have a great one, fellas. I'll see some of you in New York in a couple of weeks. Be well.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Who is this shadowy creature that just walked in front of this camera here? Oh, you gotta smile for one of those cameras up there. Wrong camera. Move to the left.
That one.
That's the one. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only. His name is John, and he is
John
Rich.
Deere.
John Deere, John Rich, John Vans. You got a
John
coffee
Van
mug? What do we
Leeuwen.
got? First of all, good to see you, man.
My hands are a little bit sweaty. There you go.
Of course they are. Of course.
Wait, we have to ask you our first question is the last question that Michael from Kinetic just brought up in a very sincere manner, to be honest. His question for you is, do you enjoy, is that it?
What is it?
Do you enjoy, or what is it like to be CEO of a startup?
Yeah, so I'm actually really glad you asked that question because, when dealing with the fundamental realities of a startup, I come across many different pipelines and AI3 problems that require me to address them in fundamentally optimized ways. And I think that it's very important that I have a proactive mindset so I can stay fully optimized on my goals moving forward in an effort to essentially capture a lot of market share and take away basically everything that all the other competitors have to offer so I can continue to raise the bar of all the standards that I've developed in my quarter one KPIs in an effort to build the best thing that my fundamentally optimized startup has ever had to offer to the world. So that's what I do.
Basically Zuckerberg.
That was incredible. I didn't need it is hard to read. That was like Chat GPT 3.
He just
like
came in here and slopped up the show IRL.
the sloppiest slop.
Yeah, but before I forget, I really wanted to say something real quick because what I'm actually wearing right now is intentional. I'm wearing, I don't know if the camera can see, but it's actually a John Deere sweatshirt that I got straight from Costco. It's really nice. It has a nice little zipper here that's a quarter zip. You can get it from Costco's website, only $17.99. They come in 3 different colors. I highly recommend them.
What code should they use, John?
They should actually, I'm glad you mentioned it.
JWRK30?
Yes, please, JWRK30 be the code. Totally not the reason why I'm bringing it up, but I will get, 20% fees from Costco when they do that. So that's
when you get to the register, say, can you use the John W. Rich Kid code?
Yes.
If somebody films that, you will get a spin to win.
Yeah.
Go to
on the big wheel.
Yeah,
on the guaranteed big wheel spin if you do that.
If you go to the checkout at Costco and you say, can I use my John W. Rich Kid discount code?
Absolutely.
JWRK30 for 20% off.
And you have something else.
Yeah. So
you have a gift, I believe.
We actually got a gift. So huge shout out to Two Red, Dos Rojos. Many of you know him in the community. This is the first. I don't speak German, so I don't know what you just said. But this is actually the first Vans plushie that has ever been created. He was nice enough to get them made, and he sent them to the office. It's actually fantastic quality. Like it says Vans on the side. You can't really see it, but I can. And then on the back, there's a logo as well in the trunk. There's doors. The detail is incredible. So we wanted to gift this to Mr. Pipeline and the Pipeline crew itself to, maybe if you want, put it wherever you want. Baby. I don't know what you want to do with it behind closed doors, but you can do whatever.
We got two Melandax there behind you, so I think one of them gets replaced.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're vanning.
I'm sure that's fine.
How's that? Does that look good up there?
Oh,
you can't really tell it's a van. It kind of looks like a mini
put it
Melanda.
sideways a little?
Yeah. Got it.
Can we put this kind of more like front center? This thing's sick.
It just reflects. It's so hard to.
No, but I mean like on the table maybe.
Oh yeah.
We could give that. Oh,
this thing's dope. Turns on too.
How's this? No. How's...
Well, we can troubleshoot it. We can do exactly what I do at my startup every day as a founder. Work through the problems.
Through it.
That's good. Yeah. What's our liquid death count up to today? I'm down 2.
I'm down 2.
I'm 2.
Almost done with my 3rd. So we're at almost 7 demolished cans, 7 cans of death. My thirst is murdered. It's pretty good. Have you ever had liquid death?
I actually have had liquid death plenty of times. I do really like it. It's cool. There's something about drinking water out of a can that makes you think like you're drinking soda, but you're not actually drinking soda.
Your mom and dad don't let you drink soda?
No, no, I really want to, but they don't like it when I drink it before bed because it keeps me up at night.
I met your parents yesterday, and they were like, "Thank goodness somebody is willing to take him." They're like, and then they went to Kevin and said the same thing. So they're like,
they came to me and they said, "And here comes the boom." And I was like, "What?"
That gets 2 booms.
They gave me the boom. I didn't expect that. It was welcome, but I didn't know it was gonna come.
Oh boy.
We should ask John one of the questions from last week, which was your would you rather.
Oh, yes.
It's right here if you wanna ask it.
Okay, John, would you rather spend 30 days in jail with Sam Bankman-Fried or spend one of your life 100% converted to an Andrew Tate simp?
1 year.
Okay, so 30 days in jail with SBF or 1 year as an Andrew Tate simp.
Yeah, but like, yeah.
Yeah, like a simp, like not like
full commitment.
Every podcast.
That's actually a tough one. Honestly, I would actually prefer to be in jail with SBF just because I feel like it's less about SBF and more about in jail. You get 3 meals a day. You basically can go to the gym every day. You got guaranteed sleep at night, guaranteed rest. You make a lot of great friends in the showers and stuff like that. And, honestly, it'll give me a lot of time to think about my fundamentally optimized startup where we're working on our Q1, Q2 initiatives. And
you could get SBF's advice.
And you can still watch Tate.
Grown very quick. yeah, you still watch Tate in jail.
Yeah. As the saying goes.
You're like, which one is better? Yeah.
I have one saying, and I want everyone who's watching this to take away, okay? I don't have any friends. I only have potential clients. And SBF is a potential client for our startup. And that's what we're going to be doing.
Beautiful.
Somebody clip that, please.
Oh, my gosh. SBF is the ideal target audience for John W. Rich Kid's startup. I did not know John was coming in. I have no questions.
We got to spin for 2 red.
Yeah.
Oh, spin for 2 red. And John, can you explain your thesis on humanoid robotics as you spin for 2 red?
Yeah. Can they hear me? Do I need a mic? Okay. So humanoid robotics are actually a very interesting aspect of the startup because on our day-to-day life, we have to get a lot of tasks done that normally the human brain can't fully function fast enough. So we get fully fundamentally optimized humanoid robots in order to advance our Q1 initiatives down the pipeline, in order to have our strong performance reviews. So at the end of the year, we can look back at everything we've done and analyze it through a reactive nature, and then turn all that reactivity and lessons learned into proactivity in the future quarter to get the engines going. And that's what my opinion is about humanoid robots. I think without them, we're not going to go anywhere.
Honestly, anybody left on this stream is hooked.
You have now been microwaved. Yeah. John W. Rich's reactivity of the nuclear fusion plant it's not on the roadmap for 2026, but 2027, you better believe we're going to be doing some quantum reactions.
John, do us a solid, and let's get a spin going for 2 red. Dos Rojos. Let's see. Maybe we get a big wheel out of it. Oh, he's going full crank. He's going to be here all day. Oh, it is
Zero Rojos.
Did you do it?
No.
Fine.
If we redid it, we wouldn't put it on the wheel in the first place. 2 red, we love you, but the wheel don't lie. That was pretty good. We do love the vans. Shout out the vans. Would love to see someone. Has anyone from the community gone cross country, cross cross world in a van yet? I feel like that's got to happen.
No one has gone cross country in a van. Maybe in the back of my trunk once, but no one's actually done it in a van.
Well, now we know why you'll be in jail with Mr. Sam. That is certainly not legal in any jurisdiction that I'm aware of.
You can still watch Andrew Tate in jail. That's the best comment. Oh my gosh.
That's probably where they're watching him from.
Right.
This is pretty cool. Why don't we do one final spin to close it out? If the chat can guess the color of my socks, the primary color. Not to say that it is a primary color, but there's a few different.
Not.
It is not.
Well, it depends. TVs sometimes have different primary colors.
John, yeah, but the dominant color on my socks, and we
John,
got it.
Come over on this side.
All right. Should I scoot back here?
Yeah.
We got it.
They're the color of my shoes.
My socks are the color of your shoes?
Oh, maybe. No, they're not.
No.
They aren't.
No, my socks are gray. As Chaos Walker commented, I'll try and do
so did Sovan.
I'll try and do it, but Chaos got it first, so Chaos gets the spin.
So
gray socks, but I got to show off my socks to make sure that we have proof of sock. So
Danny's socks rock.
let me
know. You did for a brief second.
Yeah, it's there.
You can see the gray.
Yeah, they're gray.
We're getting new angles.
Yep,
So last week,
this is just chaos on the street.
Yeah. Last week we did. Some of us prepared some 2 truths and a lie, and I figured with John here, it'd be good to run a couple. So did you have any 2 truths and a lie? Did you prepare any?
I do, but don't look at my screen because I made a note of my
which one was a lie.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Dubs, you wanna?
Yeah, so I'm just supposed to say basically 3 things, and 2 of them are supposed to be true, and 1 of them is supposed to be not true?
Correct.
Okay. So, all right. It's a fair question, okay? Some of us were focused on other things, like our fundamentally optimized startup. Okay. Wait, can I have like 10 seconds? Okay, I got it.
Yeah, it does take a little while to think of it.
So, I got the first statement is, I have 25 fish in a 60-gallon tank. The second one is, I've been on national television on ESPN SportsCenter, not Top 10 before. And the third one is, I can hold my breath for about 125 seconds.
The lie is 125 seconds. There's no way you can hold your breath for 125 seconds.
Well, we can find out. Actually, we can test it.
Exactly.
It's 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yeah, Wim
In
Hof.
5 seconds.
Oh, Wim Hof can do it.
He's fully optimized.
It's true.
How many peptides are you taking?
I take yes is the answer.
Okay. I believe it.
All right, are we going to put this to the test?
We need the Flintstones peptides.
Yeah. Can I just throw this in a Flintstones chewable?
I'm telling you, there's no way he can hold his breath for 125 seconds.
All right, which one's the...
Find out.
Danny, what do you say is the false one? That one?
Yeah, there's no way he can
which
hold his
one
breath
do you
for
think,
125 seconds. That's over 2
Kev?
minutes.
What?
Which one's false?
Yeah,
which one's
the fish.
false?
The fish.
I think the fish one is false.
Why doesn't John tell us which one he says is false, and then if it's the breath thing, we can certainly put that to the test.
Yeah, it's the breath one. That's false. I have been on ESPN, and I also do have a lot of fish, but I also kind of want to test the breath thing out if we have the time.
We've got nothing but time here, and I've got a timer on hand. Okay. So
gotta say this does not help, but
we'll trust you.
Well, if you're not breathing, then it doesn't matter what you're breathing through, I guess. All right, so get a nice. I got a couple nice deep breaths there. Timer started. All right.
All right. While he's doing that, Danny, what are your 2 truths and a lie?
Well, I'm gonna be too distracted to figure out when he stops holding his breath. So I feel like he's not gonna take very long on this. We're at 16 seconds right now. I'll probably do mine after he gets through, but we're at 21 seconds.
What do you think you could hold your breath at?
I think I've probably in middle school I've pulled off like 90 seconds before, when you're like waiting for the period to end and you're just like looking at the clock and like school's about to end. You're like, let me just hold my breath and see if I can hold my breath for the rest of this school day.
This is so one of my 2 truths and a lie that I sent 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago was about holding my breath as well.
Really?
What was your time?
Next episode, we'll see.
Okay. Well,
You're not going to do your 2 truths and a lie?
No. So my let's just wait and see where he's at.
John is struggling. We're at 1 minute and 8 seconds right now. He's gonna.
He might pass out.
We have no padding in case he does. In case he does pass out. Chat. Is he gonna make it? We're at 121.
30 more seconds. 75% of the way there.
This is. Oh, he did it.
Still
Okay.
pretty solid.
That was good.
All right, he got a minute and 32 seconds. John, that was quite impressive. All right.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Glad no one was hurt in the making of that clip. Clip it. Let's see. All right. My 2 truths and a lie are I was negative net worth in 2021 while trading NFTs.
We know that's true.
John Cena gave me COVID, and when I was born, they thought I was a girl.
John Cena didn't give you COVID.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no way.
Born girl.
Yeah, I feel like it's the girl one. That's what.
John Cena did not give me COVID.
Oh,
But that would be I feel like there'd be a great story there.
Yeah.
I was just trying to come up with a preposterous lie that could possibly be true.
He follows everybody.
Yeah.
So
he could potentially also give everyone COVID.
Because, Danny and I have video footage with Dennis Rodman, so you could have done that one, and that would have tricked me.
The Dennis Rodman thing was so funny. We were at some.
It was a Solana.
Yeah, we were at a Solana event or like a Solana sponsored car show, I think, and Dennis Rodman was there, and we saw him
the DJ.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman's DJing at the Solana car show, and we see him across the room, and we're like, all right. We have to go try and get a picture with Dennis Rodman. And he was so not about it. He was like, I'm not doing pictures. Everyone get away from me. I'm here to get my 20K for DJing and that's it. And we just totally photobombed him, and he was not particularly happy about it. But I think we've got some
He was trying to leave
photos.
with a girl, and yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I have footage of it though.
Classic Dennis Rodman at the crypto event.
All right, here's my 2 truths and a lie. I passed out naked in a tanning bed at the Playboy Mansion. I crashed a golf cart chasing exotic cranes with Cooper Hefner. I played a zombie in a film shot at the Playboy Mansion.
These are all kind
So
of
you were at least at the Playboy Mansion once. That has to be true.
Oh.
What was the non-Playboy Mansion
The
one?
golf cart chase with Cooper Hefner.
Golf cart.
Which is Hugh Hefner's son.
Golf cart.
So this is all Playboy Mansion. Well, what happened at the Playboy
What was the
Mansion?
third
That's
one?
what we need to figure out.
Fell asleep. Golf cart. What was the third
He's
one?
a zombie in a movie at the Playboy Mansion.
Oh,
Can you think of any movies where zombies are at the Playboy Mansion? That's
we know if that's true, Jessup was probably in the worst movie of all time because that sounds awful.
I'm not buying that there would be a zombie movie at the Playboy Mansion. I feel like they'd be more like.
I'm saying no tanning bed.
I'm saying no golf
Peptides
cart.
for the tan.
Yeah, I'll do no zombie.
Danny's the only one correct. So, while they were chasing exotic cranes, I was passed out naked in a tanning bed. And we were there shooting a film where I had played 2 zombies in the film. And it was Cooper Hefner's, thesis, or he was in film school, and it was his last, film that he had to shoot for school. So
Beautiful.
Celestial
All right.
Natty says, "Is this real or just a dream?" I have no idea.
I
It
will
feels
find
a lot
the
more
clip.
like the
We'll
latter.
find the clip from the movie.
I was not naked. I don't have the clip of me naked in a tanning bed, but
Thankfully.
All right, and then for my 2 truths and a lie, I held a world record. My first time DJing was with Steve Aoki, and I have held my breath for 5.5 minutes before.
5.5 minutes of holding breath is default.
Not I can do right now. I have once in the past I held my breath for 5.5 minutes or more.
In a row?
Correct, yes.
1 second.
Yeah.
2 seconds. Tally it up.
I'm going with the 5.5 or the holding the breath.
I feel like it'd be the first time DJing with Steve Aoki because I don't know how technical we're going here, but I feel like didn't you open for him, so it wasn't with him technically? That's my answer. I'm sticking to it.
I mean, I have footage of him DJing with Steve Aoki.
Well, that just killed the.
But I don't know if it was your first time. That's the thing.
It was with Cooper Hefner in the tanning bed. Oh man!
Was it the 5.5 minutes?
Yes, it was. I've never held my breath for 5.5 minutes.
What's
that
the
I'm
world
aware
record?
of. That I'm aware of. I had the fastest lacrosse shot in the world.
Wow.
So my senior year of high school.
That's impressive.
How fast was that?
116 miles an hour.
Damn.
Zoom.
And it was beaten like 5 months later. So I really did not have it for that long, but
that's still cool to have. Yeah.
That's a good world record to have as well. It's not like something random. Like, I mean, shout out Soul Jakey. I love Soul Jakey, but I think he holds the world record for like the most rat traps clipped to his skin.
he can have it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to beat that one.
Yeah, I feel like in the 2020s, it's now like, let me just go find some record to break that no one else has even thought of
or
before,
will try.
as opposed to like, oh, I'm gonna go like compete in the highest level of athletics or lacrosse and try and break a world record there. But I digress. I think before we wrap up today's show, we've got some absolute legends here tuning in every week to Monad in the morning, and a couple of them correctly guessed that Kevin could not hold his breath for 5.5 minutes. I want to spin for all of them before we wrap up today. So in order, it's going to be Hitoshi.
They want John to spin because they want his luck.
Okay, John can spin.
Luck all over the spin.
Didn't John only spin a
one
zero?
person that said that, but
wait, don't spin yet though, because I have to say who we're spinning for. We're spinning for Hitoshi, Diego Voss, Mirth Mono, and Celestial Natty. So 4 back-to-back spins: Hitoshi, Diego, Mirth Mono, and Celestial.
Chaos
Natty.
is saying that he was owed a spin. Was there a spin owed to him for anything?
The 320. I think Chaos.
Oh, for the socks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm. Okay.
I'll spin your socks.
Chaos first. This is for you, Chaos, for the socks. What do we got? 100 Mon, Chaos Walker for the socks.
Come on, give us a big wheel, John. Spread
All right.
your luck all
this
over.
This one's for Hitoshi. 0x Hitoshi.
Big wheel.
Oh!
Let's go.
Dang.
Had to hit it. Had to hit it for sure.
Spin for Hitoshi.
Oh, shoot. Come on, big number, big number.
Big John on the big wheel. John
right
Deere.
Here. No. Come to the side. There you go.
The big kahuna. Man, this thing's got some
juiced it.
Oh! 3,000 still good.
Respectable.
3,000 Mon for Hitoshi the Legend. Up next, we got Diego Voss back to the normal wheel. Big John on the small wheel.
42.
42.
The answer to the universe.
All right, Diego Voss. 42. Also, shout out 42 Network building on Monad. I think they've got some cool progress that
Peptides.
I'm not up to date on. But Mirth Mono, what's up?
Mirth,
this one's for you.
You know you did.
You know what you did. And it was great.
10?
And it was worth about 10 Mon.
10 Mon for Mirth Mono. Last spin of the day, Celestial Natty. Hit it.
0.
Oh, no.
Is it? Which one was it?
Big wheel.
Oh no, The wheel don't lie. No artificial big spins. If you want a big spin, drop a big clip and get some big numbers on it. And we'll give you a big spin next week. This is Throughput Thursday, and we are coming at you live from Monad in the morning. Thanks for being with us. We will see you next week, Throughput Thursday. If you have guest suggestions, fire them our way. If you have ideas for segments that we could do on the show, fire them our way, and maybe we'll spin the wheel for you.
To the YouTube video, there's an opportunity to be
the least engaged with comment.
Yeah, so go and engage with everybody else.
Beautiful. Thanks for being here. Check out that YouTube video on the Monad Foundation YouTube, and let us know what you think. We will see you next week.
Peace.
Look at that! Big LD!